One of Russia's largest chip manufacturers, Angstrom-T, has declared bankruptcy due to its inability to repay approximately $9.9 million in debt. The announcement has drawn significant international attention. According to Russian media, Angstrom-T was once considered a flagship company with high expectations from the government. It was supposed to be a leader in microchip production. However, in recent years, the company has faced a severe debt crisis. Financial struggles worsened year by year, leading to its bankruptcy ruling in December 2024 after failing to repay its loans. Angstrom-T's factory, located in Zelenograd, began construction in 2007. The company's operator, Leonid Rayman, a former Russian Minister of Communications and a close associate of President Vladimir Putin, received substantial government support. This included $1 billion in state funding and an €815 million credit line from Russia's VTB Bank. The investment was for producing 130 to 90 nanometer chips for processors, smart cards, and electronic passports. Earlier, several other Russian chip manufacturers had also faced comprehensive sanctions from the United States. The reasons behind Angstrom-T's bankruptcy are straightforward. The outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war and subsequent international sanctions had a devastating impact on the company. Angstrom-T was unable to access equipment and technology critical to military development, which sharply reduced its competitiveness in both military and civilian markets. Sanctions also restricted imports and disrupted the supply chain, further deepening the financial crisis. Despite receiving substantial government loans and funding, these efforts failed to resolve the company's financial troubles, eventually leading to its collapse. Technical shortcomings were another major factor in the company's downfall. Angstrom-T relied on lithography equipment from Dutch supplier ASML. However, disruptions in supply and the ongoing war caused the loss of high-level technical talent, leaving the company facing significant challenges in innovation. Chips are considered the backbone of modern industry, leading to the phrase, "Control the chips, control the world." They are indispensable in modern weapons, such as drones, missiles, helicopters, fighter jets, vehicles, and electronic warfare equipment. As Western countries cut off chip supplies to Russia, China has stepped in to fill the gap through underground markets. In April 2024, a report from the American Enterprise Institute revealed that suppliers from China now account for 89% of Russia's chip market. This demonstrates how China has successfully bypassed international sanctions to continue providing critical technology to Russia. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Washington has repeatedly accused China of providing key components to strengthen Moscow's war machine. In response, the U.S. has imposed multiple sanctions aimed at stopping companies from China and other countries from supplying crucial technology to Russia. Nevertheless, some Chinese companies have managed to evade these sanctions and continue selling sensitive technology essential for manufacturing military equipment to Russia. A BBC Chinese report on November 28 highlighted Sino-Electronics, a subsidiary of GroupSense, which has exported nearly $200 million worth of goods to Russia since being sanctioned by the U.S. in September 2022. The exports included microchips, cameras, and navigation devices, which have been critical to Russia's weapons in the Ukraine war. Microchips make up 76% of these goods, used in high-precision missiles, drones, and other weapons. In October, BBC reporters at an electronics exhibition in Hong Kong interviewed several sales managers from Chinese microelectronics companies. These companies are not yet sanctioned. They shared how they continue operations while avoiding sanctions. An anonymous interviewee revealed that most of her company's Russian clients make payments through third-party companies, such as intermediaries based in Kyrgyzstan or Hong Kong. She also mentioned that her company had previously used the Shanghai branch of Russia's state-owned VTB Bank for its transactions. Since the Russia-Ukraine war began, VTB's assets held in U.S. financial institutions have been frozen. China's chip industry has become a national security concern for the United States. China plays a significant role in the global chip supply chain, handling 29% of the world's chip production. However, these chips are primarily low to mid-range, used in consumer electronics, household appliances, and automobiles, with relatively low technological sophistication. In high-end chip technology, China still faces significant gaps. High-end chips used in fields such as high-performance computing, artificial intelligence, and 5G communications require advanced manufacturing processes and cutting-edge technology. Currently, China's capabilities in these areas remain limited. For instance, SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, is China's largest and most advanced chip foundry. It produces chips that cost 40 to 50% more than comparable 5-nanometer chips made by Taiwan's TSMC. Moreover, SMIC's yield rates are less than one-third of TSMC's, highlighting the technological gap. In recent years, the Chinese government has been working to address its dependency on foreign chips by launching a national effort to achieve breakthroughs in semiconductor technology and production. This has led to the establishment of numerous chip companies. However, this large-scale initiative has also revealed several issues, which can be analyzed from 5 perspectives. First, the technology blockade and export restrictions imposed by countries like the United States have made it difficult for China to acquire high-end chip manufacturing equipment and technologies. This has hindered industry upgrades, leaving many Chinese chip companies unfinished or abandoned. Second, many chip companies were established primarily to take advantage of government subsidies and policy incentives. These policies have attracted companies without the necessary technical expertise, leading to numerous challenges during project implementation. Third, the chip industry has a high demand for skilled professionals. The rapid increase in the number of chip companies in China has caused a shortage of qualified personnel in the field. Fourth, many new established chip companies underestimated the technical difficulties involved. Overestimations of market demand, combined with poor technical control and cost management, have resulted in issues like low production yields and high costs. As a result, many companies struggle to compete in the market and fail to achieve profitability. Fifth, competition within the chip industry has intensified. Tighter financing conditions have further strained small and medium-sized enterprises. As market funding increasingly flows to leading companies, many startups lacking sufficient capital and support have faced bankruptcy. In recent years, with the U.S. intensifying sanctions, China's semiconductor industry has experienced dramatic changes. Notably, a wave of bankruptcies in 2024 has drawn widespread attention. The Wind Business Database shows that since 2022, over 6,200 semiconductor companies in China have filed for bankruptcy or deregistration. In 2023, more than 10,900 chip companies in China exited the chip sector after receiving subsidies, including industry leaders like Oppo. In 2024, slower than expected growth in core markets such as automotive and industrial sectors has exacerbated the bankruptcy wave. As of December 5th, Wind statistics show that 14,648 chip-related companies in China have gone bankrupt, setting a new record. Among these was Liquidation Computing Technology, which announced its dissolution on August 30th, 2024, terminating all employee contracts. Public records show that Liquidation was established in September 2020, headquartered in Chongqing, with research centers in Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, Suzhou, and other cities. The company received support from the government and was valued at 15 billion yuan, making it one of the few unicorns in Chongqing's integrated circuit sector. The term unicorns refers to private companies valued at over $1 billion. According to posts on Xiaohongshu, multiple employees claimed the company owed them 2 months' wages and would not provide severance pay. On June 26, 2024, the South China Morning Post reported the bankruptcy of Shanghai Woodson Electronics Technology Group, a semiconductor startup in Shanghai. The company's failure is seen as an example of the challenges in China's push for semiconductor independence. A court notice from Shanghai's Pudong District Court on June 6 revealed that Shanghai Woodson Electronics Technology Group's largest entity, Shanghai Wusheng Semiconductor Group, had been forced into liquidation. This marked the end for a company once considered a rising star in China's semiconductor industry. Shanghai Woodson was founded in 2019. According to Chinese state media, in July 2020, Woodson Electronics and a Hong Kong-based company called China Semiconductor Corporation signed an agreement with the Jiangsu Nanjing Economic Development Zone to invest $3 billion in building a chip factory. In April 2021, Woodson Electronics announced plans to construct another research and manufacturing complex valued at approximately $18 billion within 5 years. The two projects had a total fundraising goal of 40 billion yuan. The company actively recruited former executives from Samsung and TSMC, claiming to focus on manufacturing integrated circuits for LCD, OLED display drivers, flash memory, and camera contact image sensors. However, due to financial shortages, Wusheng Electronics faced frequent lawsuits from customers and suppliers over the years. One case involved an unpaid construction bill of 660,000 yuan. The company struggled to sustain operations, mainly because it failed to secure new government subsidies. The South China Morning Post noted that Electronics was founded at a time when the tech war between Washington and Beijing was escalating. The company's failure highlights the difficulties faced by Chinese semiconductor startups amid growing U.S.-China tensions. Restrictions have prevented Chinese companies from accessing technologies and investments. The bankruptcy cases mentioned above are just the tip of the iceberg in the wave of collapses sweeping through China's chip industry. In an interview with Western media, Zhong Lin, founder of Sanwu Micro, commented on the surge of domestic chip companies in recent years due to policy incentives. He noted that many irregularities emerged as chip companies sprang up rapidly. Investors unfamiliar with chip technology relied on internet investment logic and startup blueprints to pick projects. Many companies made grand promises of going public within 5 years. However, domestic chip firms often worked in isolation, spending significant amounts to produce substitute chips, only to sell them at low prices due to lack of competitiveness. Zhong explained that some chip companies were set up by investors who organized projects and recruited overseas returnees or academic experts to lead startups. However, many of these individuals were not frontline engineers and lacked a deep understanding of chip manufacturing. Once established, these companies used raised funds to aggressively poach talent from major firms, replicating existing products without introducing any innovation. The result was a flood of homogenized products that failed to advance the industry technologically. Zhong added that many domestic chip companies were forced to sell their substitute chips at low prices due to lack of market competitiveness. The price war reduced profits for distributors, discouraging them from promoting the products, creating a vicious cycle. An online user from Fujian commented on social media, "In this frantic business environment, everyone wants to make quick money while riding the trend and collecting subsidies. The truth is, without more than a decade of groundwork, there's no real capability for research and development." In recent years, the United States has launched a series of actions targeting China's semiconductor industry. These measures include comprehensive export controls on chips bound for China, cutting off sales from companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. Earlier restrictions already included a chip export ban on Huawei. On December 2, 2024, the Biden administration imposed a new round of export controls on chips and chip-making equipment to restrict China's ability to build an advanced semiconductor industry. This marks the third wave of restrictions in 3 years. The U.S. Department of Commerce also added 140 Chinese entities, including nearly 20 semiconductor companies, 3 investment firms, and over 100 chip tool manufacturers to its trade blacklist. Under the new regulations, companies must apply for licenses to export products to the blacklisted Chinese entities. These licenses are almost impossible to obtain. The regulations further restrict exports of 24 previously unaffected chip-making tools and 3 types of software tools. Additionally, they limit exports of advanced high-bandwidth memory, a critical component of AI chips. According to U.S. Department of Commerce officials, the new export controls have 2 main objectives: to slow China's development of advanced AI tools that could be used for warfare, and to weaken China's domestic semiconductor industry, which poses a national security threat to and its allies. Following these measures, several Western media outlets reported, citing anonymous sources, that the Biden administration plans to introduce further sanctions before the end of its term to curtail China's chip industry development for multiple areas. The Wall Street Journal reported on December 13th, citing insiders, that the U.S. is drafting new rules to restrict the sale of advanced AI chips to regions like Southeast Asia and the Middle East to prevent China from acquiring chips through third parties. Additionally, Reuters reported the Biden administration is drafting plans to designate cloud service providers like Google and Microsoft as gatekeepers for the global distribution of U.S.-made AI chips. This move aims to limit China's access to such technologies. The new regulations are expected to be released in December. Analysts believe these combined measures pose significant obstacles to the development of China's semiconductor industry. Without access to advanced equipment and technologies, China's chip companies will struggle to produce high-end chips and compete internationally. Export controls could also erode the global market position of Chinese chip companies. Unable to acquire cutting-edge tools, Chinese firms may lose market share to competitors from other countries. The bankruptcy wave in 2024 reflects the shrinking Chinese chip market and underscores the broader challenges facing China's economy. Looking ahead to 2025, uncertainties in China's economy may further destabilize the chip industry.